in a small residential settlement where everyone recognized each other by routine rather than conversation. There was a woman people noticed without truly knowing. Her name was Lena. She lived alone in a modest apartment at the edge of the settlement, close enough to hear early morning movement, but far enough to be forgotten by nightfall. She worked regular hours, returned home at the same time each day, and followed patterns that never changed. People remembered her for her politeness, her quiet greetings, and the way she seemed to observe more than she spoke. Nothing about her suggested trouble. When Lena failed to appear at work one morning, concern didn't come immediately. She was responsible, yes, but people assumed delays happened. It wasn't until late in the day, when her phone went unanswered and her routine remained broken, that someone finally checked on her. Inside her apartment, everything looked exactly as it should. Her belongings were neatly arranged, shoes by the door, dishes washed, curtains half-drawn. There were no signs of panic, no disturbance, no indication that her life had ended violently. Publicly, the case was described as sudden and unclear. Behind the scenes, investigators were already uneasy. Lena's phone was found powered off, not damaged, not drained, simply turned off. For someone known to rely on reminders and schedules, that detail didn't fit. As investigators quietly reconstructed her final weeks, a different picture emerged. Behind the scenes, Lena had been living two lives, not in secrecy, but in awareness. Her work placed her near sensitive information, not important enough to draw attention, but close enough to notice patterns. She began documenting small inconsistencies, timestamps that changed, reports edited after approval, names quietly removed from accountability. Nothing dramatic on its own, but together they formed something she couldn't ignore. She didn't tell anyone. Instead, she observed carefully. She saved copies. She backed up files under ordinary names. She prepared, not emotionally, but methodically. Investigators later discovered that Lena had requested a private meeting with an oversight officer. The request was logged, then deleted. Security footage from her building showed nothing alarming, just a familiar figure entering briefly. Someone who moved with comfort. Someone Lena had no reason to fear. What happened inside left no visible trace. The case never unfolded in public. There were no press conferences, no warnings to the community. Officially, the death remained unresolved. Behind the scenes, investigators understood why. The information Lena had gathered implicated more than one person. Exposing it would have meant scrutiny, consequences, and questions that extended far beyond her life. Instead, the system absorbed the loss quietly. Files were sealed, procedures adjusted, conversations redirected. The settlement returned to its routines. But behind the scenes, the truth lingered. Lena didn't die because she was careless. She didn't die because she trusted the wrong person. She died because she noticed something others chose to ignore and decided it mattered. And in the quiet world of unspoken accountability, that decision can be fatal.